Page 21, Happy Birthday to You is a very famous melody. It's the same as on page 20, except we're dealing with eighth notes. We haven't had eighth notes before. Oh, goody, we get eighth notes now. Let's review them. Let's make sure we understand what's going on here. Remember, you have a whole note. That's a circle. And you take a whole note and divide it in half, you get half notes. If you take a half note and divide it in half, you get quarter notes. If I take a quarter note and divide it in half, I get eighth notes. It just keeps dividing, and we can keep going too. But the eighth notes, they show a pair or two of them at the top. They're two notes. They look like quarter notes, but they're beamed together. A single eighth note would just have a little flag. It's sort of like this, 1/8 note. But a lot of times they'll beam the eighth notes together according to the beat or the feel. So since there's two eighth notes and a quarter note, and a quarter note gets a count, we just beam them together so two eighth notes get one count. And there's different ways of counting them. Teachers teach different ways. Use whatever way your teacher tells you to. I just put an and in between the number. The number represents the beat. 1, 2, 3. We're in 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3. Those are quarter notes. So I just put an and in between them. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. And that is the eighth notes. They go twice as fast as quarter notes. That's all they are. That's all it is. At the top of the page, they talk a little bit about counting. As I said, there's different ways of counting this. Sometimes we use words instead of the numbers. I forget which beat amount. I don't know which number. I can always say the word. And they say you can do 1 and, or you can say 2/8, or any word, quarter, the word quarter, as long as they're even, you can use that to help you remember where it is. 1 and quarter, 1 quarter, something like that. There are different ways of counting it. In one piece, you might use one method. In another piece, you might use another. Use whatever helps you to get the rhythm. Look at the beginning here. We have eighth notes, and we're coming in on beat 3, because there's only one beat in that. It's 3 and 1. Is how it is. 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. And I don't go 1 and 2 and 3 and all the time. I only do it when I need it because I'm too lazy to do it all the time. And you're only counting to get the rhythm. Once you have the rhythm, you don't count it anymore. You feel it. You feel that 3 and 1 go to here thing because of the natural accent. And that's eighth notes. So let's look this over. It's the same piece we just had, except we got eighth notes in places. But nevertheless, I'm going to go through the same system. 3 lines long, treble and bass clef, 3/4 time signature, eighth notes, quarter notes, and half notes. We got fermatas, and we're coming in on beat 3. We have a pickup beat. I could take it one hand at a time to get them right, but since I've already played this piece on page 20, I'm going to go just cut the video a little shorter, and we're going to use both hands. We're just playing eighth notes in the left hand sometimes, so it's 3 and 1, 3 and 1. 2, 3. That's all we're doing. Get the idea? And once I have the notes and rhythms down okay, I can play it without looking at the keyboard. I'll think about the articulation, which is the same as page 20. You're lifting up for the phrasing. Lift up. Lift up. Okay. And the fermatas, I'm going to hang on to those for a little longer. If I do it with a metronome, I'll just hold them for 2 counts instead of 1, because I just double the value. It's how I do it. You can do it any way you want. And then the dynamics. MF, well, again, it's the melody. It's the same as the last song. It's moderately loud. The other chords need to be in soft. Interpretation, the natural accent. 1, 2, 3. A lot of people will put in a retardando there in the second line, last measure. They'll slow down in there. That's interpretation. It's how you feel it. That's how you do it. The articulation, the dynamics, the natural accents, the speed, the slowing down and stuff, it's all interpretation. How do you interpret? How do you feel? How do you express the piece? Allegro is quicker, happy. You know. So when you're ready, let's play this together slowly. We're not performing it. We're just checking notes and rhythms. I'll give us 2 counts. Hopefully, then you play the same note I'm playing when I play it. Ready and go and. Hold.